Understanding and using line continuation can greatly improve the readability of your code, especially when dealing with complex expressions or data structures. It is a valuable tool for writing clean and maintainable code. Basically, line continuation allows us to split a long line of code into multiple lines for improved readability. In this video, we're going to look at two methods of line continuation. The first is implicit line continuation. Python allows implicit line continuation inside parentheses, square brackets, and curly braces. If an expression is enclosed within these, Python recognizes that the line is not complete until the closing bracket is encountered. We can also invoke explicit line continuation by using the backslash character at the end of a line of code, which tells Python that the code will be continued on the next line. Let's head over to PyScripter and have a look. We're now in PyScripter and we're going to focus on the Python interpreter, as it is the best place to show you line continuation. Let's look what happens when I type in expression equals 5 and hit enter. We can see that the line of code was executed as we have 3 new chevrons on the left. Within that expression, I could use parentheses where I want to add 5 plus 10 plus 35 and hit enter. We can see again that this ran. Let's try that again. Expression equals parentheses. We're going to remove the closing parentheses and we'll put in 5 plus, and this time we'll hit enter. Now we can see we did not get the 3 chevrons, we got the ellipsis, indicating that the line of code for expression has not been finalized. We'll put in 10 and plus, and we'll hit enter again. We have the ellipsis once more, and we'll put in 35 and the closing parentheses. We'll hit enter and we can see that that expression has now been executed. We type in expression and hit enter. We see we get the answer of 50. This is implicit line continuation. Python knows not to end the line of code until you have the closing parentheses. In the next section, we'll be taking a look at numbers. For now, just focus on line continuation. We'll also be looking at lists later on in this course. I'm going to produce a list right now called my list, and a list uses square brackets. If I hit enter and then call the inbuilt type function and put my list in there, I'd see that it is of a class list. It is a list object. Don't worry about this for now. We are going to get to this in time. Often you'll want to split the elements of lists on multiple lines for readability. I might have 1, 2 and 3 in there. This of course fits on one line, but it could be quite large where I need to spread it out over multiple lines. And I could do this by, oops, didn't mean to hit enter there. I could do this by removing the last bracket, hit enter, put in the 2, hit enter, put in the 3 and the closing bracket, hit enter, and now my list has been executed. I can print my list to screen and we can see the 3 elements of the list. I'm going to clear the screen here and I'm going to open up a new Python script and clear the default code. Here we're going to use explicit line continuation. We saw how we added an addition expression within the parentheses. Let's create expression and set this equal to 5 plus 10 plus 35 and we'll print the expression and we'll run. We can see we got the same answer as we did in the interpreter as 50. Now I could also split this expression across multiple lines using the backslash. Add a backslash, I'll tab out and add in another backslash after the plus, and this is perfectly acceptable code. If I run this script, we will get the exact same answer. The backslash has told Python that this line of code is going to continue on to the next. Let's take a look at a string example. Let's say my string, which is text, equals this is a very long string that I'm running to the end there. I don't really want to type in the next word, so I'm going to hit space and the backslash. Move on to the next line. Type in requires me to use explicit line continuation. And we will print my string screen. So you can see that printed out just fine. And if I removed the backslash, you can see it's already given me an error there. This won't run, it'll get a syntax error. But we could also wrap this text in parentheses. We'll need to close the line string on the first line and also provide an opening one on the second line, and we can run and we get the same output. In this video we saw the two line continuation methods that were possible: implicit line continuation and explicit line continuation. In the previous video we looked at comments. Comments and line continuation are ways to make your code more readable and are valuable tools for writing clean and maintainable code. In the next video we are going to look at indentation, which adds on to producing readable code. It is also an important syntax function of Python.